The first thing I want to do is I want to show you the pattern. So this is a pattern that uses ombre fabric. So I was at Busy Lady and she had some new fabric in, and this is from Benartex, and it is called Wishflower by Rachel Rossi. So that's really kind of upside down. This is what I envision being in the middle. Now, I'm supposed to cut from here to here. And I don't know that that's going to work because my wishful flowers are directional. So we'll have to figure that out when we get to it. So that's my center. Now I have two options, which are ombre-ish. This is from the same collection, and this goes from a darker green to a lime green to a teal, or whatever's in between teal, and then the darker teal. Let me show you my other option. It's the same fabric line again, but it's different, a different ombre. All right, so this one goes from purple to blue. Although I'm going to show you from blue to purple. So here you've got your dark blue, and then it goes into a violet, and then to a, well, I guess it's olive violet because it's got kind of a red undertone instead of the blue undertone. Now, here is the purple, and I've got the purple. Jennifer and I couldn't understand why they didn't come out with a purple to like this rust color instead of purple and blue. And then this has got the green. And again, I don't know why they didn't do green and purple, or, you know, green and rust, but they didn't. So trying to figure out, I'm thinking I want the purple because that's going to make these purple flowers pop, whereas the green brings out more of the foliage. So yeah, I'm going to do the purple to the blue. This ombre should be fine for the cutting instructions that I have because it is on the width of the fabric. So that's good. That is not going to be an issue. All right. And then my background fabric. And that is this grunge from Basic Gray. So we'll be going from this in the middle to this on each side of the middle to this on the edges. Now, cutting. So the first thing it does is have me cut my ombre, which is good because I can think about what I'm going to do with my directional fabric. So let me bring my ombre over, move my project bag. I got quite a bit more of this than I need because I think it's so pretty. It's so pretty. All right, I think I'm gonna fold it like I was gonna store it on cardboard, which whatever I have left over, I will. So we need to straighten the edge first. Now I'm not going to give out any measurements. This is a Villa Rosa pattern. They are so reasonably priced. And I will put a link in the description below to where you can go get this card. And actually, when you get it, you print it on a regular sheet of letter paper, and then you can fold it up to look like this. And it's so reasonable, it's just crazy. All right. So let me cut what I need to cut of this, and then I'll come back for the sub-cutting instructions. I think this is going to make it a little easier, maybe. You know, sometimes I struggle with this too. Okay. Now I am supposed to cut 2 strips out of my ombre. And it says to always start at the same end. However, because this end is darker and this end is darker, I'm going to start from one end to cut the fabric and then start from the other end, I think. I believe. Let's see. Or maybe I want to start from the middle, so this cool part gets picked up. Yep, I think I'm going to start from the middle because the middle has the coolest colors. So really I'm going to have to cut twice. Thinking there's an easier way to do this. First of all, once I get this down, I'm going to stack my fabric. And I wonder if I should just leave it half. That might make it easier as well. Let's see if this works. Other side. Let's see if that worked. Looks like it. All right. So that is a quicker way. If you can stack your rows on top of one another and get a good cut, that will speed up the process. For my center fabric, the instructions say to cut parallel to the selvage, which works out perfectly because that makes my wish flowers going in the right direction. So what I'm going to do is cut that way. I've already cleared off the selvage. Here's my selvage. The thing is, I bought more fabric than the pattern called for. I'm hoping that I'm not going to have to cut 4 strips, and we will see what happens with that. I tried to cut it thick, and I was not successful. It was just too much fabric with it folded over. So I'm going to cut along this edge and straighten this out. Yeah, it works way better when you don't have double this amount. I think I got 2 yards of this maybe. I've also replaced the blade in my rotary cutter. I actually had to do it twice because the first blade that I put in here was not very sharp. Hate it when that happens. I'm sure this, oh yeah, this new blade's working much better. All right, so, and what I'm doing is I'm not cutting all 4 out at once. I am cutting out a strip, getting what I can out of it, and then cutting another one as needed. So I think I only had to cut 2 strips because I had a larger cut. So if you get more fabric than what the actual pattern calls for, you either need to cut it down or cut 1 strip at a time. Okay, background. I know I got way more background than I need. And this is normal selvage to selvage. So, unroll. I'm gonna fold it over just like I'm gonna put it on a comic book board. Oh my goodness, that blade is so nice. Whew. Strips. Here, I can separate my strips and then press them. I am now putting my strips together. And the way that Villa Rosa has you do it is you take these, I guess, the strips with the longest piece of background fabric, and there are 3 of them right here. And then you put those together, and then you kind of work outward and inward. Now my dilemma is, do I want to follow the instructions and put the darkest towards the center, or do I want the darkest to go to my background? Let me make sure I read that right. Okay, always place the most concentrated end of the ombre next to the center. Mine is not really ombre, so I put up the 2 different examples. There are 3, but here are the 2 where the most concentrated is towards the center, and then this is where the concentrated is towards the background. And then I thought, you know, to get an even better idea, put my center fabric in, because these 3 strips don't have the center fabric yet, and see if I like it better with it concentrated like this, or if I like it better with the strip being the way it is on the actual fabric. And I like this. So let me know in the comments below if you like it with the more concentrated color towards the middle or towards the outside. I like it this way, so this is the way I'm going to do it. Ta-da! It looks like a big V in the camera, but what I did is I put the strips in order as the pattern called for them. So it started with this strip set, which I think was let me look. In the pattern, it has strip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, there are 3 of the strip set of 1. And then there are 4 of the strip set of 2, and so on and so forth. Now this strip set I have already sewn together, and I did it all at one time. So I was able to fold, like I sewed this, folded this back towards the machine, was able to add that. I don't know if it's going to work that way for everything, but you know, it was kind of nice. So once I get them all sewn together, then I will put them up on my design wall in the order that they should be in. Let's sew. I am so excited. Look at this. Now, I haven't sewn all my strips together, but I really love the look that this has. It wasn't hard. I can't lie. It wasn't hard. And before I sew all my strips together, I want to remind you that the 3 Quilt Amigas are going to have our retreat at the end of April in Hamilton, Missouri. And what makes our retreat better than any other retreat is you. So please go check out our website. I'll put a link in the description below. I am so looking forward to meeting you and connecting with friends from the last retreat. So go sign up, get your tickets, and start getting ready to have the best time you have ever had at a quilting retreat. All right, I'm going to go throw these together and let's see what the finished quilt looks like. My quilt top is complete. How awesome is that? It almost has a Bargello look. And if I actually used ombre in the center instead of just a print, it may have even looked more like a Bargello. I am extremely pleased. Now, I was thinking, do I want a border? I'm thinking no. I don't want to detract from this quilt. And for my binding, I still have this fabric left over. And how neat will that look with the blue and the purple going in and out and in and out and in and out around this quilt. Yep, I'm loving it. Thank you so much for watching. I do so appreciate you all. And if you're looking for a fun, get you in the mood to sew, not too hard, but still you come out with something beautiful, I suggest Villa Rosa Sunita. You cannot go wrong with this pattern. Thank you to the Busy Lady Quilt Shop in Mount Washington, Kentucky for bringing this fabric in and getting me inspired. Have a great day, eat some chocolate, and be kind to everyone. Until next time, bye.